today we introduce you to co-directors of the inaugural Nevis Youth Careers Expo, and I'm loving this. Nice. Nevis is nice. NYCE.
Indeed. The Nevis Youth Career Expo is the career fair that is scheduled for March 2022 at the Nevis Cultural Village. The fair will be open to all Nevisian students who will be able to interchat with professionals who will discuss their respective fields. What will be different about this career fair?
It's a good question. I think what makes our careers fair different is, I think, as you've mentioned, it's an inaugural careers fair. So it's one of a kind in the sense that we wouldn't have had anything like this prior, at least in Nevis. I'm not sure about St. Kitts and Nevis, but at least in Nevis, as far as Jahnel and I are aware, we wouldn't have had anything like this before. And I think another way it's definitely different is it's being led by youth. So it's by youth, for youth, which I think gives it a bit of flavor. We know what we like to see. We know what sort of events we like to attend. So being youth ourselves and being the coordinators of this event, I think it does give that extra touch.
In addition to that, we're catering to a lot of other diverse career choices, not just the staples such as police, teachers, doctors, lawyers. We're integrating aspects such as careers in water sports, careers in robotics and IT technology. We're incorporating different aspects so that we can showcase these possibilities to our students so that they don't feel limited to certain career choices that are normally presented when we have more limited career exposures in the schools.
Very true.
All right, so the question that I have now is, following up on what you said, obviously, by FI, I'm going to say it this way, by youth, for youth. I'm wondering what the extent of, the feedback is that you got from youth was, and how it impacted the diversity of the careers that will be represented here. Was that important for you to do that?
For sure. It was, yeah. Go on, Jahnel, go on.
It was definitely an important aspect. While it's for youth by youth, I'm slowly edging out of the youth category. So I'm happy to still be a part of it to guide the younger generation who are taking up space as the youth of today. I'm moving on out quite happily, but we did incorporate ideas of what they want to see. I taught in secondary schools for quite a number of years, so I've been interacting with students. I hear what they say. It's not all of them that are inclined for these traditional type careers. They want exposure to different things. They want to know how to be able to tap into these industries, what the salary is like, what type of training is required. And that is what we're trying to create for them, an environment where they can interact with professionals who know and has experienced it so that they can help to guide them along that path.
Absolutely.
Okay, can you tell us the type of professionals that will be at the event?
Almost every type, I'd say. Jahnel, what'd you say? I mean, we do have the less niche or the more commonly sort of heard about professions like, the doctors, the lawyers, nurses, accountants. But then we do have some niche groups. We have some persons coming in who specialize in things like agriculture, robotics, marine biology. I think we have, Jahnel might be able to correct me, but I think we're trying to also get fishermen involved. We have a whole host of sort of industries we're trying to tap into. So I don't think there's one that we have. Sorry?
What about carpentry?
Carpentry, that's a good one, actually. Jahnel, do we have a carpenter? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We've made contact with so many professionals at this point.
Okay.
We might even have a carpenter. I need to check. That would be a great addition for sure. But
yes, on the official list for now, we did reach out to carpenters. However, on the official list for now, we have an architect, and we're hoping that he can at least shed light on that area if we are not able to secure one directly. And we also have other niche groups such as performing artists and visual artists. because a lot of these skills are not showcased as career options. So we tapped into those. We have individuals who works in spas, chefs, fashion designers, and we tried as best as we could to make sure that most of the individuals that we had representing were also young people, so that the students can see that in themselves.
Very quickly, ladies, I would like you to tell us about the sponsorship for this event. And I also am aware that it's a nonprofit organization. So what do you have to tell us on that front?
Okay, I guess I'll leap into the aspect on sponsorship. It is a nonprofit event, so all of the funds that we're raising is going towards, whether it's renting chairs or materials to provide, gift bags for the participants to be able to hire an MC and print T-shirts and brochures and informational packages. So all of the funds that we're raising are definitely going back into the event and the students of Nevis. Currently, we have a host of sponsors, and I want to give them all a shout out. So we have our bronze sponsors, who include Barefoot Beach Bar, Turtle Time Bar and Grill, Indian Summers Restaurant, Sagicor, Last Lap Bar and Grill. Then for our silver sponsor, we have our lone silver sponsor, who is KFC. And we have a list of gold sponsors, including 17 Degrees North Realtors, the Bank of Nevis, Digicel, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, Ex-Petrol, Digicel, and Belmont Estate. So we just want to say a big thank you to our current sponsors right now, when we encourage other companies who want to participate and support this initiative to get on board and contact us if you want to become a sponsor and support this event.
Well, it's a great initiative, so I do hope they do.
I guess to contact us, we should probably say that bit as well, Jahnel.
Yes, I was leaving that to you, my email.
So our email is Nevis Youth Careers Expo @gmail.com. So that's simple enough. And our contact number is 665-8558. So that's Jahnel's number. I'm off island. I'm in London studying. So that's our local number. So that's Jahnel's number again, 665-8558. And email is nevisyouthcareersexpo @gmail.com. If you'd like any information regarding the event or perhaps the sponsor.
Okay. So Gabriella, is there plans to have a similar event on St. Kitts anytime soon?
I think our focus is on Nevis, at least for now. It's a lot on Jahnel and I, as I think I would have alluded to. I'm currently in my final year. I'm a law student here in London at University College London. So thank you.
So you are following Daddy a bit.
I don't know. We'll have to watch the space. But
okay.
But it's been quite hectic as is, I'd say, just doing it on Nevis. Jahnel also is super busy in her career and her work. So I think for now, at this point in our lives at least, we'd probably prefer to keep it in Nevis and as a Nevis event for Nevis youth. We're both Nevisian. So that would be the hope. But in the future, if we get more persons involved, maybe more co-directors, then perhaps it's something that we can extend to St. Kitts, or have the event in Nevis, but extend invitations to Kittitian students to also join us. So we'll watch the space. Time will tell.
Time will tell a lot of things. I love your sense of humor, by the way. All right, so you're studying in London right now. Jahnel, speaking of your background, we know that you have a Bachelor of Arts in History with a minor in Anthropology.
Yes.
What interested you in this combination?
Well, I've always loved history, to be honest. I feel like in order to understand how things are currently, our perceptions, our ideologies, our reality, we have to understand our history, because the context of where we live and the experiences of our ancestors directly influence how we're living today. So that has always driven my interest in that area. In terms of anthropology, it ties so nicely with history because it's evaluating how we interact socially, our social customs, our behaviors, our practices, and just understanding people. And I think that's what drives me the most.
Well, I would say it definitely lends itself to the organizing of this particular activity.
Yeah.
Gabriella, what about you and your career? We know that you're in your final year of university. And did someone give you advice on choosing this career? Wink, wink.
She's not letting it go, you know.
I see what you're getting at. Of course, my father, yes, is a lawyer by profession, and he would have put in a word in regarding doing law, his love for law. But I wouldn't say that the decision was ultimately his, for sure. I've always loved advocacy. It's funny because I was a debater for the Leeward Islands debating competition, and my coach was actually Jahnel, and that's one of the that's one of the main ways I really got to know Jahnel outside of being my English and history teacher. I think she was. So I was a member of the LIDC. I debated when I was 15 years old, and again when I was 16, which made me the youngest person ever to do that for Team Nevis. It's usually 6 formers. And there is when I really learned or I found my love, I'd say, for advocacy and just the adrenaline rush of being on the stage and the anxiety, everything that comes with it, just really is something that piqued my interest. So from then I thought, this is for me. This is not just doing something because my father speaks very highly of it. It's more to do with the fact that I see myself enjoying a career in law, and that was ultimately what drove me to do it. So yes and no. Yes, in the sense that he had a part to play, definitely. Telling me all the time, it's a great career, you'd love it. His own personal love for it is something that inspired myself. He'd always talk about this case he worked on or that case, which was always very, very interesting to me. And then, of course, supplemented by debating. That to me, that was enough. I was sold. So that's what I decided to study. Hopefully, career-wise, I'd love to pursue a career in law, but we'll have to see.
Okay.
Time will reveal a lot of things. Well, we want to thank you for speaking all about this activity coming up, the inaugural Nevis Youth Careers Expo NICE, which will be held in March 2022. Thank you, ladies, and all of the best to you on this endeavor.
Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure being here today.
Thank you so much. We hope you decide to come to the NICE event and perhaps have an interview there. Who knows?
Who knows?
Indeed.
Who knows?
Think about it.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you on this. Time will tell.
Time will tell. Thank you so much for having us.